Hey y'all, happy Sunday. We're really gonna need to put something behind me because I just noticed how bare that wall is. Oh my gosh. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the next episode of Chat E. Here we go. So fun. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Okay, now I have to move my chair because yours is okay. When it's just me and the screen, it looks different than when both of us are here. Good to see you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, officially. So, hi everyone. Welcome. Move myself around to the next episode of Chat E. Kind of fun, but this is actually my 20th episode. I was going through everything, so kind of big deal. We've been doing this for a while, so people know what to expect. But for anyone that hasn't watched an episode before, Chat E is an opportunity for young entrepreneurs to talk with me and just share about their businesses. A lot of these businesses have been started during quarantine. Others have been going on a little bit longer than that. But they can just kind of share about what they're doing, what got them started, and all of that jazz. So I'm very excited for my guest this evening is Klia Tsiolis. Did I say everything correctly?
Yep, all good.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Got it all set. And she is the creator and founder of Celebration Jars. And do you want to kind of just introduce yourself a little more and tell everyone what your business is all about?
Sure. So my name is Klia. I am a high school teacher who's currently 25 years old. And I started Celebration Jars. So if you haven't seen my page yet, Celebration Jars are just customizable jars that were given out during celebrations. And you can customize it, personalize it, and they're very much a thoughtful gift. I can show you examples of them.
Yeah, please.
So this is like one of our seasonal ones. So this is called our Santa jar. So they're filled with different candies that you can choose on our website. So if you wanted more candies, of course, you can customize that and then we fulfill that. And then with every jar, so it comes with a corresponding note that goes with the candies inside. So another example that I'll actually show you, I can actually read this to you. So this is one of our presents that we had, which is this is a top seller. Yeah, this is super cute. So the card that goes with it, for example, would be "Hey Smarty Pants." So then we'd have a little Smarties in there. I am bursting with excitement to tell you Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. So the burst would mean that there's a bunch of starbursts in there. And then you didn't skittle around, played no Twix, and showed commitment to reaching your goals. So then you'd have Twix, Skittles, and mints in there. And then you excelled in being open to learning and growing as a person. You really do rock. So excel would be the gum, and then the rock would be the rockets. And then looking forward to see what you accomplish this year. So all these are personalized and then customized according to what candies are inside. And so I think it's very much like a thoughtful gift. Yeah, and a lot of people loved it this year.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you actually just set up a bunch of new questions. So I'm really excited from me just learning all of that stuff. So wonderful. Absolutely great. So when did you start Celebration Jars as a whole? And if at any point I'm looking down, I just want you to know that I'm taking notes and writing more questions. Just so you know.
All good. So being a teacher who had to learn how to navigate the online world. I do teach grade 8, so that's a year in Canada. That's our graduating year where they move from middle school to high school. And so I had a bunch of grade 8s who are super sad that they're missing graduation. And then me being their teacher and very close to them, I was like, how can I make this more special for them? So I kind of looked through Pinterest and different ideas I can come up with, and I came up with a grad jar. So this grad jar, so the topper was like a little grad hat, and then inside were candies, and then I gave them the corresponding note to go with it. So like, "Hey Smarty Pants" kind of thing. And then I delivered 50 of those to all my students, and then I got a lot of traction because parents were like, "Whoa, this is so cute and creative. Can we get our hands on some?" And then I had no intention of starting a business, but that was the time where I'm just like, okay, maybe let me just quickly make up a Shopify store. And then I directed them to that account. And then, they were able to buy it, customize it, and then they were shipped out. So in June, we very much like blew up out of nowhere. So it's a lot of fun. Thanks.
That is so rockstar, so cool. So we've talked about it because I'm a teacher also. My situation's a little different at the moment, but that's so cool. And all you're ever supposed to do as a teacher is like love on your kids, and just
Mm-hmm.
doing something like that, you know, so much of like our time and energy goes into like doing a little extra things, but
Mm-hmm.
that's you just being so thoughtful and like knowing everything about them and doing something special in such a hard time. Good. That is
Yeah,
so cool.
exactly.
Oh
And I
my
think a lot
god.
of people, yeah, love that idea of it being like very thoughtful, and then they want to send it to their friends, and then that's how
Yeah.
we really got rolling. So I think it's kind of like looking at the trends and what's currently happening, and then adapting to it, and then creating a business model around that.
Well, I didn't know that's how you got started, but that's sick, and that's so
Yeah,
cool. And I mean, you know, who else to start out on and like kind of test the waters than your students? Like those are like going to be the realest people with you, probably,
yeah,
honestly.
seriously. The
Especially in
feedback is very honest. Yeah.
yeah, no kidding, for sure. That's awesome. So, how do you pick which candies are going to go in the jar? So each of them have different items, but how do you
Mhm.
decide and pick like what you want to mix and match and all of
Yeah,
that?
for sure. So on our site, well, originally when I gave them out, they were all like a set certain amount of candies and like the
Right.
types of candies. And then on our site now, you can choose your top eight. So we have like a list of 15 candies that you can choose from, and then you choose whatever you think your recipient would like. And then, so you would choose those, and then we would create the card based on the candies that you made, and we would make puns based on those. And so it's very much customizable to every person who receives it. So if you get, for example, a birthday jar and then your friend gets a birthday jar, they might be completely different. They might look completely different, but at the end of the day, it's like you're receiving a thoughtful gift that's catered towards you. So,
That's love that. I mean, we're also different, so I
mm-hmm.
think that's great because why are you going to send me a jar that has licorice in it if I don't like
Yeah,
licorice? You know.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
So love that. So right now, are you only putting candy in the jars, or is there other different things that can be mixed and matched in there?
Mm-hmm. So we actually came out with a Corona jar. So in this jar, we actually got a lot of people sending it to their friends. It had like
That's
sanitizer and a mask and all those fun little things. And so we're trying to get away from just candy and trying to implement maybe other small businesses if they have creative things to put in the jar. We would definitely like promote that, and then yeah, that's how we can continue, I guess, innovating with our jars. And we're looking forward to like opportunities like that down the road. So if you have a candy company or if you have any small items that might be in the jar, we could potentially collaborate down the road.
okay. See, this is so fun for me because I'm learning so many new things right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think that's awesome because COVID is like huge. That's all anyone's talking about
Mm-hmm.
right now, anyway, right? It's affecting the entire planet, so that is brilliant. So smart.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is like, trends and like what people like are changing all the time. So as long as you're like keeping up with those kind of things or like things that are going on in the world,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. I would love to
For
promote
sure.
this on my social media too and kind of share with that because I have many friends and family personally who are definitely super COVID conscious. Like I'm careful too. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's such a good idea. Are you
Mm-hmm.
continuing to sell the COVID jars? You said that's something new that you're doing?
Yeah, so we actually were selling them. Facebook didn't allow us to advertise through their platform selling that jar. You can sell sanitizer and stuff, whatever, on Facebook, but it's still available on our website, and people are still buying it and sending it to
Such a
their
good idea.
friends and family.
I want to
I
get
also have two sisters working with me on this business who are a lot younger. They're around like 18, 20, and they are on TikTok, so they see the trends going on, and they also bring in their ideas of what they see, and then we create new jars based on what their age group likes and also what like my age group likes. So it's kind of like best of both worlds.
brilliant. I mean, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like the little things because you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to like go and make anything crazy huge and expensive. Like honestly, the
Exactly.
things that we need most of the time are just like personalized,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how people connect. Wow, good.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, just to touch on that point, we did get some comments saying, why would you buy a jar like that when you can easily make it? I mean, you can easily make it, but it's super hard for someone to just go out and then just customize it themselves. It's way easier, I think, if you buy it and are able to personalize it. So yeah, just touching on that point.
People also just like to have a problem with everything, or they're like, oh, why did I think about that first? So let me give someone else
Of
a hard
course.
time because it's fun for me. So
Mm-hmm.
ignore that negativity. No time for that. It's ridiculous.
For sure.
But yeah, and I mean the puns and like that's so cute and creative, and then I mean you're making it special, and like I said, the COVID thing is so smart. Like in a time
Mm-hmm.
like now, that is like truly brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Are
I
you using
appreciate
like
that.
you're welcome. Are you using like what kind of sanitizer are you using? Are you using like the smell good kind or just like regular?
I think we're just using like regular. Some people are sensitive to smells and fragrances, so we just try to keep it as
Like
neutral
neutral.
as possible.
No, yeah,
So down the road, that is a good idea. That I'd probably write down. It's just like if they want to customize their jar and put like a certain fragrance sanitizer in there, that would also be an option that we can offer as well.
yeah, for sure. Because you can get the I got like 3 or 4 of them the other
Mm-hmm.
day at Target for like $1.50 each. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all the different
Yeah.
stuff. That's good. Yeah, I think that's another fun thing, and then they could pick
Mm-hmm.
different scents.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
love that. I'm gonna order a couple of those sanitizer ones and hand one or send
Yeah.
one to my grandma.
I love that.
My grandma. Um, so how do you come up with the like puns and the riddles that you like mix and match with the jars?
Mm-hmm. So my sister and I actually sit down with a whiteboard and we just have just brainstorming sessions.
You guys are pretty
So
cool.
for example, we'll like choose a candy that's super popular, like Twix. And so it's like, how can we play on that word? So Twix kind of sounds like tricks. So then how can we use the word tricks and then go off a pun like that? So for Halloween, for example, a lot of our puns are like Twix or treat instead of
Right.
trick or treat.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have like a whiteboard full of different puns, and then
Mm-hmm.
we kind of have like a huge library full of puns. And so based on what you want in the celebration that you're celebrating, we would like choose the puns and then that we think would best fit your event.
That's such a good idea. I think. Have you seen those big like papers? People will make them for teachers or like sometimes for
Oh
homework.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
like the candy
yeah.
bars.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
super cute.
it's
We kind of
yeah.
got inspo from that. They have a lot of pictures, and so we also like take that. Yeah, that's super
Yeah,
cute.
might as well. It's super creative and fun and like goofy because like I guess usually on those it has the actual candy bar on there, but then you have
Hmm.
the candy jar in the jars.
Hmm.
Love that.
Exactly.
Love that. So you kind of went into some of the different types of jars that you have. So you said you started with the graduation jar. You said you made
Hmm.
50 initially, so cool. That's just like an
Yeah.
awesome teacher move. Like
Yeah.
for you to just do that because you had no expectation of like
Yeah.
profiting or anything. You were just being an awesome teacher. So way to go.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
big teacher brownie points.
I know.
Um,
Seriously.
no, no problem. But what other types of jars do you have? So the COVID one, the
Hmm.
graduation one, and then you said something about Halloween and the holidays. But are you kind of,
Hmm.
yeah, is there any other specifics or anything you're planning on for the next couple months? We have some big holidays coming up.
So we started in June. So we kind of hit all the holidays that would be from June to January. So
Mm-hmm.
in June, we started with graduation. And then in July, we had Canada's Day here. So we had a Canada's Day one. And then I feel like August and September was a little bit quiet. So we had like a back to work / back to school jar where it's like filled with, when you go, you have the first day of school and you always want to go and get like new pens and pencils and like feel cute with your like new binders and stuff. So we had jars filled with post-it notes and pencils and pens that were cute that people bought for the coworkers or bought for their peers or whatever it might be. So we had a back to school one, and then we had a Thanksgiving jar, a Halloween jar, and then we had our holiday jars, which was a Santa jar, Hanukkah jar.
Good
But
for you.
then the seasonal ones are off the website, so it's only there for a
Okay.
certain time. And then so we always plan for the quarters. So January to March is our next quarter. So the big one would be Valentine's Day. So we're
Right.
coming out with a Valentine's Day and like a anniversary jar kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have anniversary coming up and you want your girlfriend to feel super um like just feel good that you thought of her, because I feel like girls usually give their boyfriends crap about not putting enough thought into their presents. So if
Right.
you really want to give a thoughtful present this year, maybe you can consider one of our jars that's very much personalized to the candies that she wants, and maybe puns that relate to her. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and then anniversary jars, and then we're going to come out with Easter jars, Mother's Day jars, and Father's Day jars.
Awesome. So you got big plans. That's great.
Hmm.
Um, No, that's super cool. And I think that candy is a really good place to start because everyone has like certain preferences, so you really can personalize it based off of people's likes.
Hmm.
But as you build your business and grow, there's going to be so many cool things like in the next year or so. I
For
can only
sure.
imagine what kind of things you're going to add to the jars.
I'm excited for that. So again, if you're a small business and you have small items that you would want to collaborate with us, we would promote your items, and then we can
That's
really
so
talk
cool.
about an opportunity there.
Yeah, girl, we'll talk after this. I'd love to connect, and I have some friends that I think would do really well with you. So that's really cool.
Hmm.
There's so
Sounds
many
good.
opportunities, and it could literally be some day to day, like something fun. Oh my gosh, so many cool things. I
Hmm.
actually think though too that for little kids, like
Oh yeah,
as a teacher and like I work with students now, and them getting like a jar for like a certain
yeah,
holiday or like
they
back
would
to
love
school
it.
or end of school, they would love it.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'll have to talk. Yeah, I think that's such a good idea. Or,
Hmm.
for teachers just finding out about something like this and doing it for their kids, like on the first day of school when we're back in person.
Hmm.
Are you guys in
And
person
honestly,
right
yeah.
now or no?
No, we're not. We actually were in person, and then now we're back to remote learning.
Oh, you said that
Um,
in June and then, okay,
mhm, yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, we've been virtual all year and we're going
Oh,
to
have you?
April.
How are you finding it?
So instead of actually like having my own classroom right now, because I was living abroad for a little while and like came back, I'm actually like I have 10 students throughout the week who I work with in person, and a couple of them have special needs and a couple don't. So I help them with their virtual learning, and it
Nice.
sucks. They need to go
That's
back to
probably so
school.
hard. Yeah.
I
No, I
mean,
find it's a lot harder online versus in school. Like when you do a test online, I feel like the students do way worse than if it was in school, and they're just not as engaged. I feel you.
a lot of them just don't also like, especially when they're younger. I mean, some who are older too and have trouble focusing, they don't have like their parents or people there to help them. And like
Hmm.
in school, the teacher's there to hold them accountable. But all they
Hmm.
have to do, and the older kids, do your kids have to have their screen on?
Yep.
So the older kids, like my brother's a senior in high school, none of them have their screen on. The
None.
teachers
The
will,
worst.
none of them.
And they
And
refuse.
no, none of them. And who knows what they're up to? Like literally, who knows what they're doing? But half the time they're not paying attention. So
For sure.
it's definitely a challenge. I think they need to go back to school, and I think they need to figure it out. But I don't know when that's going to happen, or it's ridiculous.
Agreed.
I'm not a fan. But it's really exciting that you guys are thinking so far ahead, and I think it's also
Hmm.
really cool that this is like a family business.
Hmm.
You
For
roped your
sure.
sisters into doing it with you. Not rope them in because I bet they love it, but
Hmm.
got them invested. So that's great, and it's also learning at an early age to be an entrepreneur and do things for yourself is a
Hmm.
big deal.
Exactly. We actually did have a business. We already started a business before together. It was a fashion brand.
Cool.
And we learned a lot from it. So then taking what we learned from that, we just applied it to this brand,
Yeah,
which is why we're able to get up and running so quickly. And then we're learning more from this, and hopefully we'll apply it to the next one, and then so on and so forth.
for sure. Yeah, that's great. Is your fashion brand still up and running, or no?
Currently, it's on pause. We're pivoting is the industry word of the year, I think. But yeah, they'll be up and running in a few months.
Cool. Go you, girl. I switch
Hmm.
up my ideas and my businesses on the rig. So
You have to. You can't be afraid of failure. You just got to keep trying, and eventually something will click.
I just wrote pivoting down as a big word. I think that's actually a really good word.
Hmm.
Instead of saying even pausing, it's just like pivoting back and forth. I think that's
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so you said okay, your jars are customizable. People can pick and choose what type of candy they would like to put inside and all of that. When you've gotten requests for customizations and stuff, has there been anyone who's given you like a crazy request wanting something super funky, or have people been pretty good about like picking from the candy? Because I feel like some people could be like, well, I want a I don't even know where I'm going with this, but
Yeah,
like
no, I feel you. Yeah, there's some funny customizations. There's one that like wanted everything super pink,
yeah, okay,
like go
perfect.
above and beyond, like hot, like Barbie style, like everything pink, packaging pink, like all that.
Yeah.
We actually had a totally customized jar. They called it the hygiene jar, but they wanted stuff with like deodorant and sanitizer and toothpaste and stuff. I guess is like a travel kind of jar that they
That's a
wanted to
good
send to a
idea.
friend abroad. But yeah, we didn't really get any crazy customizations. I feel like people are pretty good with choosing the candies already on the site because we do have such a wide range. I feel like we very much touch everybody's point that they like. So yeah, not yet, except for like the Barbie pink
I love it.
themed jar.
Yeah, it's cute.
So
I
yeah.
mean, it's very personal
Hmm.
based off of what
Exactly.
someone likes. I think that's good. I
Hmm.
mean, the personalization is good. And the thing is, too, is you said someone gave you like a hard time about why couldn't I just do it myself? Because everyone just wants things to be convenient. If there's other
Exactly.
people willing to put it together for you, why would you go out of your way to do it?
Exactly. Yeah, they're not as easy to put together as someone may think. Like getting all the materials, putting it
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
It's a
It's
process.
hard.
And so it's
For
like, you
sure.
say that, but like, why is your jar not ready right now?
Yeah,
Like, you
exactly.
literally want to be negative and give someone else a hard time, but you haven't done it, so stop that.
That's a good point. Yeah. I feel like that's another point to touch on that is like you need to have systems in your business. So
Sure.
like to make it easier and more streamlined, you need to like make sure that it's efficient because anyone can go out and make their own jar. But when you put systems in place and you make it really easy for you to make the jar, like for example, every person in the business has a certain role, and so they have systems in their roles to make it easier. So
Right. And that's
yeah.
all about learning to have a business, to fund a business, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I should have asked you this earlier on, but when starting a new business, I guess even when you started giving the jars to your kiddos, it can be really expensive, you know, and a lot of stuff as a teacher, we both know this, but a lot of money comes out of your pocket. The school is not paying for you to do all these things. So when you initially started your business, where did you get the funds? Did you kind of look, or did you just like use money you had saved up? Had you put money aside in case you ever started something like this, or?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So I'm actually gonna go like way back. From when I was in high school, I was very much business minded. So I started my own tutoring company when I was younger, and then I had like I was working with a bunch of small businesses along the way, so I can learn their systems. And then I very much learned that it is expensive, and so I always had an account on the side where I would just fund. So a certain percentage of my paycheck would go in there for the day where I got an idea that I would actually want to start a business around. And so I do have a separate account that I would constantly put funds in there. If it was like, if I got a bonus at work, for example, it'd go all in there. I kind of saw it as like an investment. And so like I use all that money to fund the business, and then whatever is made through the business is continued recycled through the business. So whatever you make, like your profits, is just invested right back in the business so that you can progress and scale it eventually.
I need to start doing that. Oh my gosh, I have so many things going on. I spend so much money because it's fun for me. So I'm just like, oh my gosh.
That's the other thing. You got to manage your money. You got to put like a percentage aside from your paycheck every month, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that when I get paid this week. Okay, so question: when you were doing that, what percentage of your paycheck were you usually using to invest in yourself?
I did 15% of my paycheck every month.
Okay, I mean that's good. Honestly, the amount that you can save and invest into like going into your business, because eventually you do start profiting, so you make the money back, like you said, you recycle it through.
I also use that money. So when I wasn't using money for the business, I would put it in investments and stocks where it would make money and compound. And so I would use the money that I make from stocks and also use that.
That makes me nervous. I don't know anything about it, so I haven't invested in that, but I feel like it probably should, on one of them at least.
I'm lucky. I have a twin brother who's actually very much into investing. So I started investing when I was really young. And so you put money in there, you forget about it, and then you check it a few months later and you made money for doing nothing. And so I very much had like a mentor, I guess, when it came to investing. And I think that's something that a lot of people starting a business need is like some kind of coach or mentor to guide you through the steps, because the truth is you're going to make a lot of mistakes, but if you have someone there guiding you through and telling you what you need to do, it makes the process a lot easier. So whether it be investing or starting a small business or whatever it might be, I think you need some kind of outside guidance, or you need self-education. For example, like looking at YouTube videos or seeking information through books or whatever it might be. I think that's the best way to get started and really make sure your money is working for you.
Go you. I don't think anyone that I've talked with has said that, and that's kind of a reinforcement I need too, because you know, like starting a business is hard. Figuring out like where you're gonna focus and like what you want to do, it's really difficult.
For sure. 2021 goals.
Girl, I know
you got this.
Yeah, I know. I just wrote pivoting. I wrote 15%. I wrote stocks. I got it all.
Good. I'm glad.
I know. I mean, I've been doing much better with saving for sure, and like I'm doing fine. But I spend money like all the time on things that you know I gotta. Okay, well, I might have to talk to your brother because I know nothing about some of this stuff. I try and talk.
I'll forward you the contact information. You can just go to him.
Perfect, thank you. I try and talk to my grandpa about it, but then because he's like an accountant or like retired and had his own like big company, but it's just you don't talk to your grandpa. It's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Like
you need someone like not part of your family to like tell you the hard truth. So.
No, exactly. He helps me a lot, but then I get confused and I'm like, eh. So. So aside from teaching, this is what you're doing. Are you kind of hoping in the future to make celebration jars your full-time job and just kind of be doing this, or do you think you're going to continue teaching too?
So my hope is eventually that I'm going to have businesses that are able to retire me from my full-time job. I very much like teaching, but because I've been tutoring from when I was in high school, so that was like grade 9, grade 10. So I think I've been teaching for about like 12, 13 years of my life, and it's fun. It's always new. I'm always learning something new from the students, but I've always been business minded, and I think that I'm using the money that I get from teaching to just fund my side hustles for now, and so eventually I want them to become my full-time hustle. I'm also looking into making digital products for celebration jars, so be on the lookout for that. So digital products, you have no overhead inventory that you gotta worry about. It's kind of like Teachers Pay Teachers. You probably know about that site. You get like digital resources. So by making digital products, then you can make money without worrying about any inventory. For example, the jars do have lots of costs that are involved with them. For example, the jars, candies, that's like a portion out of your overall profit. But then a digital product, you don't really have any, I guess, things that would go into it that would take away from your overall profit. So
For sure.
We're definitely working on a few products for celebration jars along the way this year too.
Cool. What is a digital, for what you're doing, what exactly would a digital product look like? Or like I know exactly what Teachers Pay Teachers is. I've used it on multiple occasions, but
So for celebration jars, these jars are given out when there's celebrations. So whether it be a birthday or graduation, usually during those celebrations, you give out a personalized letter like happy birthday, wishing you all the best for this year. I find that a lot of people struggle with making those type of messages. So the digital product would be like, we'd give you a beginning, middle, and end. So a few of each.
Like a template?
A template of different prompts, and then you would craft it to make your own message. And so that would be a certain amount on celebrationjars.com.
Sure.
And then if you wanted to up your game when you're writing your message, you can easily just get that product. And then that's another stream or line that's coming into our business as a revenue.
No, I think that's great. Or even just because personalized cards too, when people are handwriting them, are huge. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that anymore. So even just having the card available for people to like the design and print it, and then like print it, fold it, and write in it themselves.
Exactly.
Good idea. I really, when you said that, I was like, I wonder what she's thinking. But I think that's a good idea. And like convenience. You don't have to go to the store and buy a card.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's good. And especially because some of the things that or like the little cards and stuff that you're writing are cute and funny. I think that, if you're including some of those kinds of things and like coming up with puns in the cards, that would be really awesome too.
Exactly. Thank you. You're like my number one cheerleader out here.
Oh God, it's really fun for me to do this because we've talked multiple times at this point, but and I've looked into your stuff, but we haven't really talked. So for me to learn about, sorry, I keep moving. This chair is like,
no worries.
But, I haven't really gotten to learn all of these things about your business. So the more I'm learning, the more excited I am for you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. It's extremely valuable, I think, having these lives and having the opportunity to talk, and also for other people to listen to our conversations, because I feel like you and I bring different perspectives, and I feel like I've learned so much from you already, and you've given me so many good pointers that I can implement in my business. So yeah, I think there's an app called Clubhouse. I don't know if you heard of it. It's kind of like this, where you can drop into any conversation that's happening, and you can just listen in on it. So that might be an idea for you down the line. It's called Clubhouse.
Oh, that's what it is. One of my best friends was like, you were supposed to watch something and let me know. I was like, what is it? She sent me a link to Clubhouse the other day. And it's kind of like this.
You can just drop into any conversation, just like people are doing on our Instagram live right now, and then you can grab some nuggets that they drop or grab some information that they drop, and then.
Do you participate in the conversation or no?
No, you don't. You just drop in.
Okay. Well, that's probably what she was talking about. We both couldn't remember it, and that's probably what it was. She was like, I really think this would be beneficial for you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She asked me today. We're on the phone, and I was like, what? And she was like, what? Like, neither one of us knew, but I think that's what it was. I write that down too. So, in general, it might vary depending on the jar, but how much do your jars usually go for?
They're $12 US. right now. And then with customization, if you want to add more things into the jar, then it would be a certain amount for each candy, depending
Sure.
on the candy.
Mm-hmm.
So then you would add that, and then depending on where you live. So we're in Toronto right now, and we do deliveries, local deliveries. But if we had to ship it to you, for example, in the US, you'd pay like a small shipping fee, but we try to cover most of it.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I feel like 12 is very reasonable. I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm still trying to gauge what my customers want, I guess, in the price. I don't know if I'm charging not enough or too much, but I think 12 has been the sweet number so far. So
And it's all just like a learning thing.
exactly.
But I think as you add more, especially because right now it's candy and it's great because it's customizable. So I think 12 is great. But as you add stuff, and the more you're investing, then you can definitely make it a little more expensive if you need to.
Exactly. It's all a learning process.
All the learning process. Oh my gosh. And don't we learn new things every day?
Yep.
Clubhouse, pivoting. Oh my gosh. All right. So, a thoughtful gift for every reason to celebrate is something that it says on your Instagram. And I think that throughout this whole conversation that has been emphasized to an extreme. I think it's really clear that you and your sisters are putting in a lot of effort to this business, and you have so many ideas, which is amazing, like thriving off of ideas. And 2021 is going to be different. Even with COVID happening, everyone needs to understand that we can still make things happen. We can still be successful, make good money, meet new people.
Agreed.
Lots of good things. It's wonderful. So go you guys. And like I said, I think for kids too, for anyone, but like for kids, that back to school jar.
Agreed. Yeah, I think down the line when we actually start advertising more, advertising on Instagram and stuff, yeah, we're definitely gonna see what age groups and how they respond to advertising, and that's definitely a good idea. Like younger kids, especially in like middle and high school, is definitely like I can see them wanting to give it to their friends. So that's a really good point that you bring up too.
Yeah, or even like I'm thinking about you, like best friend day. I don't know. There are so many opportunities, and all kids like is candy. Like for small kids, like all they like is candy, and like most of their parents let them eat it. So I mean, it's fine, even if they get one piece a day for 8 days.
Exactly.
I think that would be so good. So you work with older kids. Now, you said your sisters are on TikTok, but this was like the cutest thing I've ever seen. I just want to tell you. So this teacher goes to Target. She works at like second grade. I don't know. She goes to Target and she buys those little erasers, like in packs of 100. She buys erasers. So cute because kids are I just love it. Okay, so like little shaped erasers, like one might be a tiger and a lion, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know you.
And it's a pack of 100 for like $1. And she buys a ton of them, and she calls them desk pets.
Oh so my god, that's so cute.
Work so hard to earn a desk pet, but like really they're 7, and they were so pumped about it. And I was like, that is the best idea I've ever heard.
That's actually the best idea. Wow.
I know, because you just get them to like be quiet, or like to your little quiet coyote or piece, I don't know, whatever you're doing, and you just like but they're excited and they really want to earn one, and then one friend earns one, so they don't all get that. Oh my gosh, I thought that was
that's such a cute idea.
Oh my gosh, I was like, where did you come up with that? But girl had like 1 million likes on Instagram for that one, and I thought that was brilliant.
Man, do not be surprised to come up with a jar that says desk pet jar filled with like all the erasers.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a good idea. Or even like you could have I mean, now I'm just like assisting and brainstorming, but there could be something like for teachers, like you come up with little ideas for teachers. Literally you bought something like that and they buy it, and then they don't have to go to the store to buy the desk pets.
Exactly.
But like you're recycling her idea. Such a good idea. Oh my gosh.
Let me just hire you for my team.
Oh girl, just let me know what I can do. But I'll really think about stuff. I love these kinds of things, and I think there's so much opportunity and everyone's into such different things. You could do like a Pokemon one.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely in right now.
I know a lot of kids that are, and they like like there's so many different things. But then you don't want to be running around and doing all kinds of it needs to be pretty consistent at the same time though too.
Agreed.
So before we finish up, do you have any tips for people looking into starting their own business, kind of venturing out on their own, or who might be kind of stuck in a weird spot right now, not sure where to go next?
So I definitely was in that spot for a while. I knew I always wanted to start something, but never knew what it was. I think constantly looking at the trends and thinking about how you can improve something or do something better, or how you can make someone's life a lot more convenient is the best way to look at things. I mean, you can look at anything around you as you're going about your daily life, and any small thing that bothers you, it's like, how can I make this better? And how can I make sure that other people don't feel the same problem that I do right now? I think the other thing is like very much working on yourself. I think the biggest thing when it comes to business is mindset. So when you don't have a good mindset, it reflects into your business.
Sure.
So your business reflects who you are. And so every day you need to be making sure that you are working on your mindset so that you're ready to really showcase your best creative work, your best innovative work, and all that. So I think just being more aware of what's happening around you and the things that people bring up are problems, and writing that down. I have a huge note where it's just like, I think filled with like 150 ideas or problems that I've come across. And then I write down like how I can make those things better. And then from there, you can make a business out of it. So for example, the way this started was the problem was people were feeling disconnected from each other. And so my solution during that time is how can I get people feeling more connected and feeling like people really care about them. And so it was this jar. And so, yeah, I guess working on yourself and looking at the problems that you encounter every day and then how you can make those problems better is the best way I think you can go about coming up with a business idea and then really starting it and executing on it.
I think there's a reason that you and I have been connected because yes, you're right. Everything that I do is based off of building community and bringing people together and like finding a way to like connect people. And so exactly. And you really, like you said, oftentimes you don't expect a business to come out of what you're doing, but then all of a sudden it's like, wait, but it's not even just about like money. It's about knowing that you can help people and like do something that they enjoy. And obviously the money is beneficial and profitable and fun, whatever, but that's not why you're doing it.
Exactly. I think it's like you need to bring the value to people before any money can come in. You can't go into business thinking I'm going to make X amount of money. I think you need to very much focus your mind more on what value can I bring to enhance the lives of other people. And I think just to touch on what you said is like once you get the idea, you gotta execute on that idea. You can't just let that idea linger because eventually you're not going to act on it. I think that as soon as you get the idea, you need to start writing your ideas down and really put it into action.
Make it a thing, because if you don't write it down, then it's like, and then you forget. And the thing is too, is that it's not your job to come up with something brand new.
Exactly.
I've said this on my last 3 chatties. I don't know where my sticky note went that I wrote it on, but I was reading a book and it said all ideas are stolen or something along those lines. Nothing is original. You find a way to incorporate your own personal spin on the things that you do.
Exactly. That's all it is.
And as a teacher, we learn that all the time because you try and like plan a lesson and you're like, wait, someone else already did that, so why don't I do it but add my own spin? Versus trying to like take 20 hours to come up with something brand new and then you find out someone else already did it. Why waste your time?
Exactly.
So it's just about, and usually it's like the simplest thing that makes your business so great.
Yeah, exactly. Just like seeing what is happening in an industry or seeing what's happening in a market, and if you can make it better in any way or different in any way, just gotta capitalize on that opportunity and get into it and get into action. Don't be afraid of failure. I think that's the other thing. Don't be afraid of trying. You don't want to look back in life and regret all the times or all the chances you could have taken but you didn't take. I think that's the other thing. It's like you can't just work the same job, for example, for 40, 50 years. You might look back at life and be like, I wasn't fulfilled. I could have done more. You never want that kind of idea to cross when you're near the end of your life. So being young, I guess, you got to capitalize on every opportunity that comes your way.
Yeah, and opportunities are endless. Even if someone is watching and is 55, like you can still do it. If you have an idea, go for it.
Exactly. Age is just a number. Yeah. Age is just a number. You can't let anyone tell you that you're too young or too old to do anything. no matter what. I even tell like my grade eights, it's like, take this time to maybe start your own business. Take this time to write a book. You never know where it can go, no matter how young you are right now. So for sure.
I think a lot more younger people nowadays are becoming entrepreneurs, or like their parents are, and so they're definitely like talking them into having that kind of mindset. So I think that's really, really cool, because I don't feel like I was thinking like that at 15.
I definitely wasn't, but that's what I'm trying to instill in my own sisters who are way younger than me. It's like,
for sure,
you have the world in your hands. You need to work hard now, but it'll really pay off later.
Yeah, and this COVID thing, like people have been saying, you know, the year was so horrible, everything's the worst. Yeah, things had to be done differently. It wasn't ideal, but there's been a lot of good that's come out of having time, not COVID as a whole, but having time to be home and like figure out what we want for ourselves.
Exactly. I think during these times where it's like a low time, there's definitely a lot of opportunity where people are looking for a new hobby, or they're looking for more information, or they're looking for something else that you can really provide value to those people. And I think times like this, where people are struggling, is the golden opportunity where you need to really jump on it. So for example, stocks right now, all-time low a few months ago. You just got to jump on those opportunities, because you're never going to come across them for another, whatever, 5-10 years. So
totally. Well, you are amazing. Proud of you and what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Likewise.
You're welcome.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
That you're reaching out to small businesses and giving them the chance to really showcase their backgrounds and really advertise their own brand. So thank you for giving us the opportunity. This was super fun.
Yes, of course. You're so welcome. It's such a blessing to have met you, and just like to have had the opportunity to learn more about your business. Like I said, there's a ton that I got out of this chat as well. I'm so excited for your future and to see all of the crazy, cool ideas that Celebration Jar comes up with. And I'm going to go order a couple jars for myself and members of my family.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You're awesome.
Of course, so are you.
Hopefully down the line, we can connect again. And I can really help you. You can help me, whatever it might be. I'm excited for our paths to cross again.
Yes, absolutely. I was trying to think of what small thing. We'll talk. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Well, have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.